Hello students, hope you all are studying well. So today we will start the topic force on current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. Okay. So what this topic says that a magnet exerts a mechanical force on a current carrying conductor. Okay. If the conductor is free to move, this force can produce motion in the wire. If a current carrying conductor is placed freely in the magnetic field, okay, then the magnet will make the conductor move. Okay. How does it happen? It happens because of the third law of motion, which we have already seen, that every action has equal and opposite reaction. So as we all know that a current carrying conductor shows some magnetic properties. So when the current will start flowing through the conductor, what will happen? It will get magnetic and will apply some force on the magnet placed near the conductor. Okay. So when it will apply the force, the magnet will also apply the reaction force on the conductor, which will tend to move the conductor if it is free to move. Okay. So that's why we can say that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, then a mechanical force exerted on the conductor which makes it move. Here you can see in this picture a current carrying conductor. Here in place of conductor, a disc is there. So if when we pass current with the help of battery, okay, to the conductor, then as you can see that the conductor is placed between a horseshoe magnet. So the conductor applies some force on the magnet, and the magnet in reverse applies the force on the conductor, which results in movement of the conductor. Okay. So the direction of force is very important in this case. Okay. So direction of force acting on the current conductor in the magnetic field will be perpendicular to the direction of current and will be perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Okay. I am repeating again, the direction of force acting on a current carrying conductor which is placed in the magnetic field will be perpendicular to the direction of current and perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Okay. So the point is very important, that the maximum force exerted on the current carrying conductor will only when it is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay. The current carrying conductor should be placed perpendicular to the magnetic field. If it is not placed perpendicular, the force will act a little less. Okay. The maximum force will act only when the current carrying conductor is placed perpendicular. Okay. And if it is parallel, then no force will act on the current carrying conductor, because both the magnetic fields will get parallel and both the fields will not be able to apply any force on each other, and in that case there will not be any movement, so we will not get any mechanical energy by this. Okay. So it is very important to have a conductor placed perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay. So the direction of force on the current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field can be reversed, okay, by reversing the direction of current or by reversing the direction of magnetic field. Okay. You can change the direction of current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field. Okay. How can you change? By reversing the current flowing in the conductor, and the second one is by reversing the magnetic field. Okay. So to know that on which direction the force is acting, or what is the direction of force, we have Fleming's left hand thumb rule. Okay. So what does it say? The Fleming's left hand thumb rule says that hold the forefinger, the center finger and the thumb of your left hand in the right angles as shown in figure. Okay. Now adjust your hand in such a way that the forefinger in the direction of magnetic field, center finger in in the direction of current, then the direction in which thumb points gives the direction of force acting on the conductor. I'll repeat it once again. Hold your four fingers, okay. Hold your four fingers, center finger and thumb of your left hand in right angles, okay, as shown in figure, and adjust your hand in such a way that the forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field, the center finger points in the direction of current, then the direction in which thumb points will give you the direction of force acting on the conductor. So that is Fleming's left hand thumb rule. This is by using this rule we can get the force acting on the conductor. We can get the direction of force acting on the conductor. So what are the application of this what we can say magnetic force? Okay, in our daily life we have many uses, okay, of this concept. What are the, where do we use this concept, where do we use the application which we have studied right now? The applications are motor, electric motor, generator, washing machine, mixer grinder, and each electric cars, okay. I said generator. Actually, the generator have little bit different. Okay, working is almost same, but the principle is quite different. So we will leave that point for now. Motor, washing machine, mixer grinder, and wheels of an electric car. Okay, will be a very beautiful example of the principle which you have studied right now. That when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it produces some mechanical force. Okay, so now to understand it in a more better way, we will try to understand the construction of an electric motor. Okay, so electric motor you all have seen. Okay, so today we will try to understand its working and construction. Okay, so before going to the working and construction, we should understand that what does the electric motor do. An electric motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, that you need to keep in your mind, that what does it do? It converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, and on what principle does it work? So an electric motor works on the principle that when a rectangular coil is placed in the magnetic field, the current is passed through it. A force acts on the coil which rotates it continuously. Okay, when rectangular coil is placed in a magnetic field and current is passed through it, the force acts on the coil which rotates it continuously. Okay, we have seen this above also, that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it feels some force, and the same is happening over here. So now let's try to see that how does it happen, okay, and how do we apply this in electric motor. So here you can see that a current carrying conductor ABCD, okay, it is a current carrying conductor which is placed in two horseshoe magnets, okay, whose north pole and south poles are given, which you can see. Okay, now we will see the different parts. Here you can see this deep black ring which is called as commutator. Okay, the function of commutator is to change the direction of current, and this one is called split rings or carbon brushes. Okay, so they have a very important role in a motor, electric motor. Here the battery is given and a switch. So these are the very simple things. This is the axis, okay, on which through which the coil will rotate, and these arrows are showing the direction of current, okay, that how does it current is flowing, what is the direction of current, okay. So now let's see how does it work, okay. Actually, in a current carrying conductor, by mistake I removed the picture, so let me bring that picture first. Okay, now we will see. So when current is, when we start flowing the current through the conductor ABCD, okay, in that case what happens, the current, first of all we need to keep the conductor perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, okay, that is the first and very important point. Then after keeping that conductor perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, okay, we start flowing the current through the conductor. As you can see the direction of current through which it is flowing, okay. So now as it is placed in the magnetic field and the current is flowing, it will get some force, and because of that force it will start rotating. As soon as it completes its half rotation, okay, the function of commutator starts, okay. Here you can see the commutator. What does it do? The commutator changes the direction of electric current. So when it will change the direction of electric current, as the current is passing now in this direction, if the direction of current will be changed, then after half rotation what will happen, the direction of current will become opposite, okay, and now the current, now the conductor will move in this way. Earlier it was moving this way, now it is moving in this way. So why it happened? It happened just because of changing the direction of current, okay. So because if we will not use the commutator, it will rotate in a single direction only, and if it will rotate in a single direction only, then it will not be able to do the work which we are trying to get through it, okay. So actually what happens, it changes the mechanical energy into electrical energy, right? So the motor changes the electrical energy into mechanical energy. So the rotation of armature is very important. So to rotate it proper way, okay, we need to keep changing its direction of current, okay. So to changing its direction of current, we need to have the commutator. So earlier when the direction of current was this, then the conductor will move in this way, okay. But as soon as we will change the direction of current, it will change the direction of its movement as well, okay. So that is the function of commutator. Now let's come to the function of carbon brush, okay. So as we can see that the commutator is continuously changing the direction, okay, and the commutator is connected with the wire conductor. So this conductor will get twisted if it will also move with the commutator or with the armature, okay. So to avoid it, what will we do? We will use the carbon brush. What is the function of carbon brush? The function of carbon brush is it maintains, it keeps the current flowing through the commutator without coming in direct contact with the commutator. Okay. The carbon brush makes the contact with rotating ring of commutator through them to supply the current. Actually, it doesn't rotate with the armature. It only passes the current, as you must have seen the bush which is placed, or what we can say, that ball and socket. Okay, no, ball and socket will be the wrong example. A ring which is placed in the cycle. Okay, you can see that the tire of the cycle gets holded by the nut, screw hold very firmly, but the nut doesn't rotate, only tire rotates. So it happens just because of the bush placed in between. Okay, so the carbon brush also works in that way. It keeps the commutator in contact with armature, but it doesn't rotate with the commutator, so that the wire does not get twisted. Okay, and the functioning of motor happens without any obstruction. If the wire will get twisted, then the wire will get damaged very soon. So that's why, to avoid the twisting of wire, we use the carbon brush. Okay. So those were the functions of different objects which we use in electric motor. Okay, I hope you would have understood the construction and working of the electric motor. Okay, so this was all from my side for today. In our next video, we'll see the construction and working of generator, and what is the difference between the motor and generator. That is also we will try to understand in my next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you.